Hi everybody, Ninja Bowl here, and today we're going to be looking at this new TX2 album, End of Us. The third studio album of solo artist, I think, TX2. Here with the new album, which is The End of Us, which is a metal album for some reason. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the track listing and the track rate. Oh my goodness, look at all those bad ratings. Look at all of those bad ratings right there. Look at all that. No song had ever cracked more than 50 on the score. Look at that. So this is going to be a very fun review. And the reason why I say that is because that nothing, I mean nothing could save this album. Not even the features. Look at the features. I mean, somehow, this guy was able to convince Ice Nine Kills and Black Veil Brides to be in this album. These aren't names that are just from the underground. These are very popular metal bands that were somehow shoehorned into this album. How? How was this guy able to get association from these two bands? From these two very popular bands in the metal scene? Which is problem number one from this album. Over-reliant on the features. Especially in the beginning of the album, where Death by Romy basically takes up half the song. No, not even half the song. 75% of the song feed. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, Yennefer's, I guess, is my favorite song because not only because it's the end of the album, but it's kind of atmospheric, I guess. And I guess the Nice Guy is probably the worst song off this album. Oh god, this album was so bad. I'm not even gonna number the problems because there is so many problems with this album. There is so many problems. I don't think I'll ever listen to another album that is this bad. Now, if you look in my album of the year account, you'll see that I've also rated Tones and Eyes Welcome to the Madhouse a 0. This album is worse than Tones and Eyes Welcome to the Madhouse. I repeat, this album is worse than Tones and Eyes Welcome to the Madhouse. I thought I would never say that sentence out loud. But here we are. I know you guys want more reasons as to say why this is bad. Worse than Tones and Eyes Welcome to the Madhouse. Trust me, I've got a lot more. The lack of identity in this album. This album is alternative rock, alternative metal, rap rock, and pop punk. Why? Why mix those genres? Never touch any of those genres, please. In fact, don't touch alternative metal at all before you ruin it, before you become the next MGK. In fact, I'm calling it. This guy is probably going to be the next MGK. The constant whiplash between genres makes me straight up sick. It makes me straight up sick. With Tones and Eyes Welcome to the Madhouse, at least it sticks to the pop genre until its closing track Bars Rip Tea. But this album has a complete identity crisis. It has a complete identity crisis with the amount of whiplash that it goes from the rap genre, punk genre, metal genre. Why? Why make this? Why make this? If you are going to make an album that is this bad, please, pretty please, have the common sense to warn everybody. Please. If you're gonna make another album that's this bad, please warn us. Please. I'm not even gonna go more into detail because I don't want to give this album any more attention. So, with that saying, because that it is somehow worse than Tones and I's Welcome to the Madhouse, that this album has no potential, that this artist has no potential in making any good music, this album gets a big fat 0. A big fat 0. Yes, the 0, even the 0 has given up. Even the 0 that I've drawn has given up. I'm not even gonna fix the 0 that I just made. And also, take the X mark of do not listen while you're at it. I'm about to have a mental breakdown. Genuinely. Why? Absolutely why? I can't believe I had to listen to this. For the sake of getting only 10 views in this video. I'm not even gonna put the name of this album on the title because this album deserves no recognition ever. If you're going to listen to this album out of sheer curiosity, 2 things. 1, be careful, and 2, make sure you make a video about this album. Because if you're gonna listen to this album, make a video about it so you can say how bad it is. I know I literally just said that this album deserves no recognition, but the only kind of recognition it deserves is bad recognition. I can't with this album. I can't. I should give myself a pat on the back for somehow finding an album that's worse than Tones and I's Welcome to the Madhouse so quickly. I've only been doing Metal Critic reviews for about 3 months now. For about 3 months, and I've already found possibly not just the worst metal album of this year, but the worst album of the decade. Possibly. So with that said, please, pretty please, make sure you like, subscribe, send this video to a friend. Please, this was so bad. This was so insufferable. This was so insufferable. It's not even funny. So yeah, if you have any recommendations for any albums, make sure it isn't bad this time. If you have any recommendations for albums, whether it's a metal album or not a metal album, please tell it down in the comment section down below. Maybe I might take a look at it. Maybe I might do a review on it, a video, or whatever. I'm Ninja Bowler, and be careful when you listen to this album. Be careful. Have a good day.